this outfit is fugly. I can make a better one with a hot glue gun. Oh, you don't believe me? Watch me. Hey Divas, so glad to see you back. And if you're new, hey boo! My name is Kamoni, your hair and fashion homegirl. Listen, Christmas is pretty much here, and I can't get this Christmas nightmare out my head. Not only am I going to redesign it, I'm gonna go ahead and make it with a hot glue gun. So first things first, I'm gonna replace this cheap ass cotton tank top with a corset. I mean, aren't they supposed to be the most popular, richest girls in school? And they got bra straps showing? Please, Regina George would never. And then they chose a latex skirt. The only thing that was kind of cute is this little bow belt. Other than that, redo the whole look. So instead of this whack ass skirt, I'm gonna go ahead and do a real pencil skirt, and I'm gonna actually put a petticoat underneath the skirt so it has actual volume and movement. And I'm replacing this cheap, ugly faux fur with feathers, you know, something more luxurious. So I'm gonna make the entire look pink, and I have this gorgeous pink glitter velvet fabric that I found in my stash. So all right, let's turn this hot mess into something fetch.
So I am starting with the pencil skirt since that's going to take majority of the fabric, and I need a pretty perfect square in order to start that. So as you see, I moved any excess out the way, just enough for me to have a pretty decent square. So then I fold it in half again, and I make sure it's completely flat. You see right there, if I didn't see that, my skirt would have been ruined. So make sure all the layers of the fabric is laying completely flat. And then once I do that, pretty much, here's the math that I did. So I took my waist measurements, divided it by 4, and it turned out to be, I think, like 9 inches and some change. So that's going to be my waistline. That's what I'm measuring out right here. And then from there, I measure how long I want the skirt. I forgot how many inches it was, but let's just say it was 16 inches. You know, I want it really cute and tiny. So yeah, it was about like 14 and a half inches. Okay, cool. So basically I measured 14 and a half inches going all the way down. And then once I have those measurements, then I just pretty much cut out the fabric. And yeah. And some of you guys might actually recognize this fabric. This fabric is from the couch that I had from years ago on my YouTube channel. You know, most of you guys remember it. And if you haven't, hey, this is where this fabric came from. And I am so glad that I kept the scraps. So boom, now here you go. It should turn out to be a perfect circle, and it'll turn out like this. Yeah, I didn't see that I didn't have the skirt in the shot, so my fault. Now I just trace out the hat that I got from Shein, and I just cut out a triangle. Now I'm going to place the right sides facing each other and put the hot glue on the edges and pretty much just act the glue out as if I was sewing. So, all right, so this is going to go by really, really fast. As you see, I do have garden gloves on because I am going to have to touch the glue when it's hot, and learned my lesson plenty of times before. So pretty much after I made the triangle, I put it on top of the Santa hat, and I just glued it on top of the hat until no more of the excess fabric from the hat is showing. Pretty simple, right? So that's the easiest part of this project. And boom, here you go. In a blink of an eye, the hat is done. Now, as far as the skirt, the waistline is going to be bigger than your waistline, even though I did that math. But that's fine, because I'm going to go ahead and take this hot glue gun and make my own pleats. I'm not doing it in no order or fashion. I'm just hot gluing a line and then folding it and pressing it. And then with the petticoat, so I got this petticoat from Shein as well, and it was a little small for me, so I did put some slits on the side, and I am hot gluing it to make it shorter. So now we're going to attach the fabric onto the waistline of the petticoat. So pretty much as you see I'm doing here, I'm gluing the inside of the top of the waistline of the skirt and then folding it so that it looks a lot more polished.
So unfortunately, I only have one feather boa, right? So, and that's not really enough for me to stretch it out and glue it on, stretch it out and glue it on. So I only have one boa, and I'm not even gonna have enough to put on the top, but I'm gonna have to figure that out later. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and glue down each fold, and then therefore
I don't have to stretch and glue it on. I hope that makes sense. Because if I glue the folds down and then I just glue the feather boa on top, I'll have enough for the whole entire skirt. So I understand I said a mouthful there. So pretty much I only have one feather boa, and if I stretch it out to the perfect circle that the skirt is, I won't have enough to cover the entire skirt with the feather boa. So I glued all of the folds down, and I'm gonna go ahead and glue the feather boa just straight on top, because if I do it that way, then the feather boa is going to cover the complete trim of the skirt. I really hope that makes a lot of sense because if I stretch it out, pretty much the back half of the skirt will not be covered, and that would look cheap and weird. So thankfully I have a little piece of the boa left, and so pretty much from there I am now going to take this Shein corset and cover it with this gorgeous velvet fabric. So what I'm doing is I'm stretching it, and I'm stretching it on the side that stretches horizontally, because that will be the most fitting and make it easier for you to go ahead and glue this fabric on. So once I go ahead and pin the fabric, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the excess and make sure I pin it along the seams of the corset, so that therefore I can give the illusion that it looks like it was sewn on even though it wasn't. So as you see here, I'm going to go ahead and pin the fabric on there, and then once it's perfectly flat, I'm gonna go ahead and just take like a little faint marker and literally just make my own pattern and drape it onto each and every piece of the corset. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cut all the excess fabric, but make sure that I leave out maybe at least like a 1/2 inch for a seam allowance, so I have enough room to glue it down. Then I'm gonna go ahead and separate both pieces and pin it to the right section so I don't get confused. And then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and start hot gluing. Okay, so here's the details on how I make it look seamless and where it looks like I sewed it on. So as you see, I got the hot glue and I glued it on one side of the seam of the corset, right? But I'm gonna make the right side face down and go ahead and press on one of the far edges onto that glue. And then once I open up the fabric back up, you won't be able to pretty much see any seams, right? But before I glue the other side down, I'm gonna take the top and the bottom of the remainder of the fabric and fold it. So I'm gonna glue each corner, and then I'm gonna fold it, see? So glue the top, glue the bottom, and then I'm gonna go ahead and gently fold it, so that therefore, that kind of helps give the illusion that it was sewn on as well, and you won't see any glue or seams or anything. So now you see, if I pull it, you won't be able to see any cuts, see any lines, and it will be a lot more crisp. See? And there you go. There's your little seam allowance. Now I glue the other side. So unlike the other side, I didn't do it all at once. I'm going to do it a little bit at a time so I can make sure that I could stretch it and fit it on perfectly, as you see here, right? Just glue a little piece on, then make sure the other side of the fabric is folded, and you could press it down. That's simple, right? Shoot. And just a disclaimer, I do not use a hot glue gun for my clients, okay? Just want to put that out there, okay? I'm just doing this for the fun of the project and the fun of YouTube, okay? So just put that out there. And look how fantastic it looks. It doesn't even look like I used a hot glue gun, right? Looks so good. So for the center front of the corset, I pretty much did the same thing, but I just didn't do a center front seam. So I folded the fabric in half so that I do not need to have a center seam, right? So literally do the exact same thing. Put glue on one side, and I'm gonna put the right side of the fabric facing the other right side of the fabric. See? Like here, then I'm gonna go ahead and press it down so that therefore, whenever I open the fabric back up again, you will not see no seams, you won't see any glue. It would just look like a seamless corset, literally. So yeah, so once I go ahead and glue that front part down, I'm gonna go ahead and glue the top corner of the other side, right? And this is the best part about using stretchy fabric. If it doesn't fit, or if it starts to feel a little funky as you're gluing it on, you literally can just stretch it until the fabric is flat and crisp the way that you want it, right? So as you see here, I'm gluing the top and the bottom part of the centerpiece of the fabric and making sure that I can be able to fold it to where it doesn't look like I have any seams or anything like that. So now that I have the other top part of the fabric glued on, I'm literally just gluing the top. Literally just gluing the top on so that therefore that can be clean and seamless as well. And then I'll worry about the leftover fabrics later. So yeah, just go ahead and glue the top part of your corset, press it down. And I even have to like blow on it to speed up the process because the glue will stay hot for a lot longer than I want it to be. So yeah, so just go ahead and press it down. So now you're gonna go ahead and be patient on this side, okay? Especially since we're working on the front. Feel free to cut off any excess fabric that will not be needed and gently fold it, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and fold it and then glue the seam little pieces at a time. This was the most time-consuming part, especially considering it's the front. So as you see, take a little bit of glue, fold it, press it down, okay? That's it. Right? So as you see, I'm pressing it down and you'll probably see me blowing on it as well. So go ahead and glue, put the glue down, fold it, and then press it down. And I did that all the way on the top. Okay. So yeah, looks fantastic, right? I can't get over the fact that it looks this good with the glue. So yeah. So as you see here, go ahead and go glue it down all the way to the bottom. Fold, press it down. Okay, yes. And then feel free to stretch the fabric, pull the fabric if you need to, if the fabric is stretchy. This will not work if the fabric is not stretchy. Just gonna keep it 1,000, okay? So now we're gonna work on the extra pieces of fabric on the top and the bottom. But can we just take a moment to admire the top and the skirt together? Can we take the time to admire it? Hello. Email me if you want a custom look, okay, without a hot glue gun. Imagine what I could do with a sewing machine. So the extra pieces of fabric at the top and the bottom, I'm literally just gonna pretty much take the corset inside out, and then I'm going to glue the extra fabric flat down so that therefore it looks seamless. Yep, I'm giving y'all all the secrets today. Pretty much I'm treating this hot glue gun process as if I was sewing. Everywhere I would originally sew, I'm hot gluing down, and I'm just cutting off all the extra fabric so that it could fit more smoothly, and boom. And oh, here we go. I forgot about the straps, y'all. So for the straps, nothing too fancy. Just take a little piece of fabric, glue it all the way down, press it down, boom. As you see right here, you got a strap, right? And while the corset is inside out, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of glue on where I want the strap to be, and then I'm going to cover the end of the strap with glue to secure it. Oh my God. As you can tell, I'm very happy right now. So gag this. So y'all know how I didn't have one feather boa. So I looked through my box of goodies in my closet and I found these feathers. I forgot what I got these feathers for. I think I originally got this. Oh, I was gonna add feathers to some wings, but I ended up changing the color. So this is the boa and this is the feather. Let me show you what I did. So what I did was I pretty much got the feathers glued on this way. So this is the first row of feathers that I glued this way, and then I'm gonna get another layer of feathers and glue it on top, right? And then once I put the second layer of feathers on, I'm gonna put a third layer of glue on top. Hear me out, listen. And then once I put the third layer of glue on there, I'm gonna go ahead and lift up the bottom row of feathers and bunch them on there, yeah! I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the straps. Look how clean and crisp that looks. That's with a hot glue gun. If you need any custom designs by me, go ahead and hit me up and stop playing, okay? Serious business and crowdies only. Thank you. I could design costumes too. If you could wear it, I could design it, okay? And this is what it looks like. Oh my God, it looks amazing. Let me go ahead and stop procrastinating and show y'all the reveal.
This was made with a hot glue gun. And it looks better than the original. And this corset. Ah! So cute, right? And it's a full circle skirt. Whenever you dance and move, it moves with you, you know? Instead of some latex that's gonna be stiff. Oh my God, that is so fetch. I could definitely make fetch happen with this outfit. And there's no bra strap showing, folks. No bra strap. I made this with a hot glue gun. I made this look better with a hot glue gun. There should be no excuse. Shame on y'all. Shame on the designers who worked on the Mean Girls movie. Hello, hire me. I need that check. I'm giving Katie Heron if she was black. Yeah, I can literally be in this look all day, but feel free to check out my Instagram. I'm definitely gonna be posting this look. And tell me what you guys think. Do you feel like there's something I should change or tweak to make it more on brand of the movie, or is it perfect as is? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And guess what? We're officially at 1,000 subscribers! Oh my gosh, we're gonna bring in the new year with 1,000 subscribers. What? I'm so excited, but I'm also very nervous because I am gonna keep my promise to y'all. I'm gonna showcase the most cringiest video you probably will ever see. Pretty much, I made a music video, I made the song, and I was bored and I was in college. So make sure you subscribe to get a good laugh. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.